Welcome
Hi.
to today's stream. Uh, okay, guys, before I do the intro, you need to share the link to this. This is going to be amazing. It's going to blow your mind. We are talking about creating NPCs with generative AI and OpenUSD. This is a game changer, literally. Share the link. You want to get all of your friends to watch this. It's going to be amazing. So while you're sharing the link, Edmar, do we have any announcements that we want to share with people?
We do have a little something coming up soon. We've got
Hey, that
SIGGRAPH.
guy.
Yeah, we've got SIGGRAPH coming up August 6th to 10th. Jensen will be giving a very special keynote live from SIGGRAPH on August 8th at 8 a.m. Pacific. We would love for everybody to tune in live, even if you're not in LA or attending SIGGRAPH. I think it's going to be mind-blowing, much like the content of the stream today. And so it's going to be great. And we're going to have members of the community team and the NVIDIA development team there on the floor at SIGGRAPH to meet with you, to answer questions, to talk OpenUSD, to see how your business is going, how we could help. So if you want to schedule a meeting with us, we'll post a link in the chat in a second. But also check out the link that was just posted of all things NVIDIA at SIGGRAPH. It's going to be really action-packed, as you can see from this kind of condensed summary. Is actually more stuff happening than is here. I know it's hard to read, but if you kind of look at that really quick, take a screenshot. We'll post this on our forums actually very shortly. So you're going to get a full view of everything happening at SIGGRAPH. NVIDIA is presenting the most papers ever this year. So it's going to be a really fantastic event for us and everybody else who's presenting and attending. So, but we don't want people who can't attend miss the action. So we're going to be doing some stuff back at home base. Wendy's going to be doing a keynote watch party on our Discord server. So if you're not a member of the Discord, do that now. Discord.gg/NVIDIA Omniverse. You could also hang out with us after today's stream if you want and talk to Convai team. Yeah, so that's happening in literally just a couple weeks. And speaking of USD and OpenUSD, we've got the next installment of the OpenUSD learning series by Aaron. We're going to post a link to this really fantastic tutorial series in the chat. It's a free series available on YouTube, and you could really learn the ins and outs of USD, whether you are familiar with it already or you're brand new to it. There's something here for everybody. So we highly recommend people take advantage of that free tutorial. We also just are in the kind of beginning part of our start to finish. We did a live stream on this recently with 5 creators. It was amazing. And we would love to see you share your work online. Show us how something began in the concept phase and then how you finished it. And do the hashtag start to finish, tag at NVIDIA Omniverse, NVIDIA Studio. We will celebrate and promote it. And maybe we'll do a follow-up live stream and share some of your work there as well. I'm sure we will, actually. So really happy to see what people are using. This one image on the screen is from none other than Jay Dizzle, who did join us for that stream, who works with materials over at Nike. So very cool. He used several different third-party apps like Adobe Photoshop and Substance Painter, Unreal Engine, Quixel, along with the USD composer. So really, really cool community challenge. We also have a channel for this on our Discord. I'm trying to talk fast because we got a lot of stuff to show today. And then finally, we have the NVIDIA Omniverse connector with Marvelous Designer recently came out. This is amazing. We also had a live stream on this. If you're working with fabric characters, we'll post a link to the live stream also so you can get see how the workflow goes. But really, really great tool to work with, but take full advantage of OpenUSD to bring your characters and your environments to life with really realistic looking fabrics. So anyway, is that it? Is that the last one? Yes, that's the last one.
So we did get someone saying that the YouTube link is not working.
Okay, so maybe someone at home base can post in that chat for that other link that we're on the regular channel. We actually were going to broadcast from Discord originally, and now we use StreamYard. So speaking of StreamYard, we are using a special kind of format here. We have 10 people joining us, including myself. So this is last week we did Brady Bunch style with 9, so now we just surpassed that. So I'm looking forward to see what happens next week. But anyway, this is an exciting live stream. We actually had wanted to schedule this earlier following the Computex demo. We invited a very special guest here, Jay Selena, who reached out to me almost right away and said, "Oh my gosh, you guys need to do a live stream on this." So we started working on it right away, and very honored to have the Convai team here with us, as long as several folks from NVIDIA. we're going to be talking about bringing NPC characters to life using AI in real time. You're going to be really blown away by what you see today. Let's do a really quick round of intros, and then we'll start showing the Computex demo that I'm referring to. Why don't we start with Mr. Selena? I think most of us know you, but just in case, why don't you tell us a bit about yourself?
Hey, Jay from JS Films, and I'm just here to hang out and ask some good questions, and just can't wait to see what you're all about the demo.
Awesome. Thank you for joining us. Chase?
Yeah, hey, I'm Chase from Technical Artists from NVIDIA. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for joining us. We'll go around. So Seth?
Yeah, hey, good to meet everyone. I'm our product manager for AI for games. So on the GeForce side and cover a lot of this stuff. So excited to be here.
Fernando?
Yeah. Hey, I'm Purnendu, founder of Convai. We started Convai about 1.5 years ago, and we are pretty blown away by the response and support of the community. So goal is to continue building with you all. Yeah.
Okay, Mohammed?
Yeah, so hi everyone. My name is Muhammad. I'm Unreal Engine and Omniverse extension lead developer in Convai. So yeah, like I maintain the plugin and extension, some of the demos as well, like that we produce. So yeah, I'm very excited to be here, and yeah.
Okay, that leaves Louis.
Hello, Louis Marcoux, based in Montreal. I work with OV on the game side as a technical specialist.
Yasmina.
Hi everyone, this is Yasmina. I am Alliances and Partnerships Manager at NVIDIA, focused on digital avatar and conversational AI. Happy to be here.
Hey everyone, this is Prashant. I'm co-founder and head of engineering at Convai. So I'm looking at all our backend and API services.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We're really, really honored to have everybody here today. We did a couple of kind of meetings for this thing today. We're going to show off, and you really will be blown away by what you see. Let us start back at kind of the beginning, so to speak, which was the Computex. I think Seth is going to be sharing video. If the video quality is not so great, don't worry about it. This video is available on YouTube. We'll post it in the chat. But just to bring everybody up to speed, let's take a look at the Computex demo we showed off, which was leveraging the Unreal Engine with some technology, a little bit of technology from NVIDIA, and a lot of help from the Convai team. Let me see if I can get this to play.
Yep.
Okay, here we go.
Let's see if this works. Yeah.
I don't think, is the audio coming through?
Yeah, I don't
Is the audio
hear
coming
anything.
through?
I don't think so. You might have to share the app instead of the screen.
Okay.
Okay, so go ahead. So we'll do that in 1 second. But for those
sorry, technical.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah,
Veterans have made that mistake as well.
I just want to say YouTube is working, but it's on a different link. The link was posted in the chat, so go there if you're if you're not seeing us.
All right, let's give this a shot.
We are thrilled to showcase an immersive and dynamic interaction between a player Kai and a non-playable character named Jin. This captivating ramen shop scene was created by NVIDIA using the latest RTX rendering technologies. NVIDIA collaborated with Convai, an NVIDIA Inception partner, to showcase how developers will soon be able to use NVIDIA Riva, Nemo, and Audio to Face for AI-powered speech, conversation, and animation. These models were integrated into the Convai Services platform and fed into Unreal Engine 5 and MetaHuman to bring Jin to life. Please take a look.
Hey, Jen, how are you?
Unfortunately, not so good.
How come?
I'm worried about the crime around here. It's gotten bad lately. My ramen shop got caught in the crossfire.
Can I help?
If you want to do something about this, I have heard rumors that the powerful crime lord Kuman Aoki is causing all sorts of chaos in the city. He may be the root of this violence.
I'll talk to him. Where can I find him?
I have heard he hangs out in the underground fight clubs on the city's east side. Try there.
Okay, I'll go.
Be careful, Kai.
Nice.
Amazing.
That
It's,
was
it's like
yeah.
Cyberpunk meets Yakuza, right?
Yeah, it's a really cool scene. It's been it's been fun to add a bunch of those different components to it. It looks like a very simple demo, but it's taken a lot of there's a lot of tech in there, a ton of tech and a ton of effort. Just the scene itself, building a scene like that took a lot of work. Chase, maybe some of your thoughts on what it took to actually put together a ramen scene like that would be kind of cool.
Yeah. Can you hear me? So I have.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm trying to share the slide. Okay. See something?
Okay, we can hear you, and we can see your
now.
slide.
Yeah. So originally we made the ramen shop, just the ramen shop based on the reference from the real Japanese ramen shop, and we made it in the Omniverse USD composer originally, and then when we start working on this project, we used Omniverse connector to Unreal to bring this scene into Unreal first. Then we started making cyberpunk assets and changed the lighting. Then we brought the MetaHuman, made some different outfit, and yeah, that. So the MetaHuman is compatible with audio to face because it's using ARKit facial animation. So after that, we connected audio to face to drive MetaHuman.
Yeah, I think the audio to face turned out particularly good in the demo, actually. Like the lip sync's like super spot on.
Yeah, and Chase, maybe you can tell us a little bit about the lighting, because we've had a lot of comments about that, the quality of the graphics as well.
Yeah, so we use an Unreal with DLSS and NVRTX branch with the sampled lighting, RTX DI. So there's lots of light sources, but the RTX DI unlocks a better performance and more flexibility in lighting.
Awesome. So, do you want to talk about the other components?
Yeah, I can talk about it a little bit here. Let me go ahead and share my screen again as well. Give me 2 seconds here.
And for anyone watching, we encourage you to ask any questions or put your comments right in the channel. Jay's already engaging with some of the fans there, as the magnificent multitasker he is. Okay, we see your screen now.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I mean, that NPC that we see there, there's actually like, it's not just a single AI that we use to be able to generate this. There's actually several artificial intelligence models that are inside of Jin to make him work, right? And this is essentially what we call our Avatar Cloud Engine, or ACE, if you hear ACE, which is essentially the pipelining of these individual models. So we first start with the player's speech. They say something into their mic. First thing that we do is we take a Riva model that takes that speech and then turns it into text, because what we're going to want to do is we're then going to want to be able to use our LLM, or in this case, our Nemo chatbot. This was the 43 billion foundational model that was used here, and take that text and use it as an input prompt to the LLM, which is then going to produce Jin's response. And then we're going to want to bring that response to life. And so it's not just text on the screen. So we're going to use text to speech to be able to take that text and put it in the voice of Jin. And Riva is used there as well, such that the words that come out of Jin's mouth sound like Jin, and they sound good. And so, we actually used one of our NVIDIA employees is the voice of Jin, Chris Brown. He did a great job. His voice is amazing, so it worked really well with Jin. And then finally, what we want to do is we want to have the character's mouth actually move to the words that are being produced by the text to speech. And so that's when we take the audio to face portion, we pipe in that audio from the text to speech, and then that animates the blend shapes on the face to be able to produce, the facial movements of speech when Jin is talking. And so, these are essentially the foundational or core components to getting this to work. Of course, the graphics and animations in and of itself, but getting this inside of an engine and doing all the framework around this and being able to craft these characters does take quite a bit of work. And that's really where we partnered well with Convai, and what their platform offers is basically this really easy way of creating these game characters in engines like UE. That's probably maybe that's a good segue to show kind of how we used these ACE pieces
Your voice is breaking a little bit, Seth, but I
Oh,
think
it is?
maybe Louis can go next and tell us a little
Okay.
bit of the work he's done on this demo.
Yeah, you can leave this on screen. I think it's important. So my part, I work mostly on the audio to face part, and obviously my voice was not chosen as for the character, but I got involved at this point where we wanted to create a performance that Chase could integrate on the character in Unreal. And when I'm talking about the performance, it's not about the frame rate. It's about how do we get the right motion, the right range of movement in the face, and how do we adjust from the input source. So most of people that have tried audio to face so far, you load a WAV file and you play it. But what we got is a stream, an audio stream that we feed in real time in audio to face, and audio to face analyzes the audio to generate an emotion and lip sync, and we feed that in real time into Unreal. And Chase applied it, like you mentioned before, as a ARKit blend shape system, and that's how the character can be animated. So the tweaks and making the performance right, that's how we got involved with audio to face. So I think at the end it worked pretty well.
Awesome. Yeah, and this brings us to how we got to partner with Convai. So basically, I manage ACE ecosystem. I work with a lot of ISVs in this space, and we had started building this demo a month before onboarding Convai. And then what we wanted to show is that we are providing these building blocks for other ISVs or other startups and companies so that they can build their own experience. And there were a lot of factors that came into play on why we partnered with Convai. One of them is that we have great relationship with them. They already have integrated Riva. They already had the Omniverse extension. They were very familiar with our tools. Also, Fernando is previous NVIDIAN, and we were in touch. He knows, how we work here. And also, they were willing to dedicate the time and effort. We were meeting daily to create this demo, and it was a great experience. So without further ado, Fernando, you can take us through the journey of building this demo together.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Yasmina. Thank you, everyone. Firstly, many thanks to Yasmina and you for reaching out, and for the entire team. It was an awesome experience, right? To see how we can create such a demo together. It was an awesome collaboration, right? So there's that, and basically, what I'll show here today is firstly, what are the different components that go in to build such a system, like where, like a developer platform tool where someone can come in and craft a character really easily. All of these is powered by large language models, right? That's the foundational change that has happened that is enabling all of these things. But there comes a lot of other components to make it easy and viable for a full end-to-end conversation with a character inside the game world. So let me start by sharing I got some slides, some videos, and then at the end we will do some live demo. Fingers crossed. So, let's get started. I'll do the presentation first. Okay, so mainly these are primarily all videos that I have to show of various different features. Some of them are already people are familiar with, some are in closed beta. So one of the goal of this stream is audience and viewers to invite you all, firstly to tell you all the things that we are working on, as well as to invite you all to apply for our beta program, partner program, where we can start giving people closed beta access to some of the features. So to start with, let me give you a overview on how the whole pipeline works, right? So we have the whole LLM, and then we want to show what is possible. Like before you go into the game world, before you start talking, what is possible just with text in, text out, right? Like you type in something, you get back the response. What are the things that goes in within that? And then you add voice, right? So basically a voice recognition, speech to text, then the LLM part happens, and then there's text to speech. So voice needs to be added, right? So voice in, voice out. And after that, you need to do integration with the avatar, right? So which involves the lip sync, character, facial movements, hand gestures. Of course, use Omniverse audio to face there, and then then you integrate with your game engines, right, or your environment. So there is that part, and finally, when you have deployed it, where the character, if your character is inside the world, they would you would expect them to like carry out actions and whatnot. So let's go through a little deeper into it. So the things that are possible first is that you can give them backstories, right? So they will know what their prior life was, and you can ask them questions about it. You can provide them different kind of personalities, and we'll see a feature here, like their speaking style and their preferences. Maybe they will have a catchphrase. You can set their mood or emotion, state of mind, which is where the picture is showing. They can have long-term memories. Like if you said something 6 months ago, you can ask them, do you remember the time I told you about this thing or something? And it should give you the response correctly. Very important part is guardrails. You want them to not talk about other areas, and also like guardrails is twofold. Like there's a moderation part of it, where you don't want it to say certain things, but also you may want it to be very strictly staying in the character or the information that you have provided it, and not go talk about other areas. So of course, multilingual support we'll show briefly. The knowledge base part is what we are doing is augmenting more memory to the LLM. So the LLM has a limited context window, let's say 4,000 tokens, or if you think of bigger models, they have more now. But still, you may have hundreds of thousands of pages of information that you may want the character to know. So in that case, you can upload those to the knowledge base, and they will have this augmented memory. This is a new feature that we are working on called narrative design, meaning in games and experiences, you want the character to go through certain steps, and their motivations and personalities may change as the game progresses. So it's effectively like a state machine managed prompt design, basically, like or characters. Whenever there's a character that has an agenda or a motivation to do certain things, that would be a good component about it. We'll show that briefly. So once you have done all these text in, text out stuff, then you add a particular voice. So you can, let's say you're going with English, you can choose the voice of the character, how they will sound. We also provide for enterprise users, like the ability to use voice clone their stuff. By the way, of this LLM for the demo, Kairos demo, we use NVIDIA's ACE Nemo model. We do use other models as well. If people are interested, our goal is to use ACE and allow for people to like fine tune their stuff. For the speech to text and text to speech part, we have been using Riva from the start. It's a very easy way where you can add new voices as well. We have added this new feature that is coming it's in closed beta, where you can add new words and their pronunciations. So one of the things about games is that you may have like very interesting names, that may have crazy pronunciations, and you want the character to understand them, but also pronounce it correctly, right? So you can add all these things in there. So which is the voice in, voice out part. Then you have taken the voice in, voice out system, and you want to add a face and body to it, right? So on that note, firstly, we are compatible with any avatar system, but we have already provided tutorials for Relution, MetaHuman, Ready Player Me, and our goal is to add more avatar systems there. We are avatar agnostic platform, where we are effectively being the mind of the character, but we still need to allow for easy integration with the face, right? Like, how does the lip sync happen? How does the facial expressions show as you speak? And also, as you see me, if you're seeing me, I'm moving my hands as I'm speaking, right? So basically in a logical manner. So those things need to happen as well, right? Where the character will need to animate correctly as per the talking. So we use a variety of techniques there. Audio to face was used in the Kairos demo that you saw. In this case, in our goal is to add that in our pipeline as well, to provide the best lip sync and facial movement. So there is that part. Once you've integrated with the avatar, you basically wanted to put it in your environment, in your world, right? So basically you use ideally the most of the game engines. There's also JavaScript SDK. People use Omniverse as well. So there is that. So we provide all our plugins for that. And then once you have put them inside the game world, then you would expect them to carry out different actions, right? So basically, you would say, hey, go there, pick that up, bring me that item, or take this thing and give it to my friend there, on the other side of the map. So basically, it should be able to do all those things. For that, it needs to perceive the environment, right? So it needs to kind of know what are the different objects that are there that it can interact with. So we are taking that as scene metadata, right? It also can take scene triggers. However, one of the main thing is that while all of these is powered by large language models, LLMs are expensive and LLMs are relatively slow, right? Although we have worked on the latency part for the conversation piece. So we want to use LLMs when higher order cognitive functions are required. The other parts, we can use the existing game mechanics or systems like behavior trees and state machines, right? However, if we are using both at the same time, we got to have a hybrid system, right? Where the LLM is invoked when there's a higher order cognitive function required, like conversation, right? Conversation is one of them. However, any kind of behavior generation, real-time behavior generation or action generation also requires the LLM to generate those things like action planning. There are infinite amount of things when you can ask the character to do. If there are like 5 different objects, 2 different characters throughout a particular map, it's effectively infinite, because you can say, hey, take this to that location and tell that to the character, do a certain thing, right? So basically, the LLM is good at that, right? So it can generate all of those things by perceiving the environment. And this is the part that we are fine-tuning the LLMs for, to have very correct action planning. And it's integrating with state machines and behavior trees. So when you don't need it to do any higher order cognitive capabilities, they can carry out about their system, about their behavior using the existing systems, right? So that's basically the pipeline of things that we offer, all the way from crafting the character to adding voice, integrating with the avatar, right? So it's making more and more real, and then deploying it into the game engines, and then getting them to perceive, making them a virtual robot effectively. And with that, you can use them in any kind of scenarios, whether it's a role-playing game or like a first-person shooter game, or think of any other system, or maybe a tour guide, which we will show later today. So all of these systems. Okay, so I'll go back to my slide deck to show some of the things. And we already have tutorials of things about the character backstory and such. I'll show our dashboard view. So basically, you can add like a character backstory. You can choose a voice. However way, we have a variety of options. We integrate with other services as well. We have our own voices that you can choose from. They are all allowed for in a real-time manner. I've created this character here from Attack of Titan that can even also speak in Chinese. Hey there, can you hear me? So now it's speaking in Chinese because I've asked it to. But if I were to remove that, and maybe I'll update that character. Let's see if it speaks in English. I will reset the conversation. And hey, Levy, how are you?
Fine. What do you want?
So Levy is that character. Levy is the character from Titan, Attack of Titan, who is like, don't mess with me, like that kind of character. So it kind of stays in that character. But what I wanted to show is like you can craft any characters or voices. Absolutely new ones will work too. And for that, the new feature that we are working on is, firstly, you can choose from a particular preset that you can just choose from that. But you can also craft like all of these big 5 personality traits that you can decide like how agreeable they're going to be, how like pushback they will have, how emotional their response is going to be. Are they an extrovert? Are they like asking you a lot of questions back or not, or they're an introvert? All of these things you can set from this. You can also like set their speaking style, add some catchphrases and style of speaking. So that's one part of it that will help you adapt to it. Then there's the knowledge base part. Now this is the part I was talking about, which augments the memory. So basically, if you have a particular big text file, you can just add that to your system. Like we support up to like very big file sizes, effectively infinite. If you are a partner or enterprise user, then basically they will know correctly about those information, which also connects us to the guardrail systems that I was talking about previously, where you may want it to only stay in the character, or not create new information. In that case, you just keep the slider low, where it will stick to the character description and knowledge bank only. This would be good for, let's say, characters that you don't want to be any creative, right? So like even people have been using this for creating like many real world applications where you wanted to stick to the provided information only, right? So there's that. But if you want it to be a little more creative, you could just turn it up and allow it to create new information, because maybe you didn't give it much information on the backstory or knowledge base. So there are these things. These are in closed beta, or some of it is an open beta that we can allow for people to start using. So of course, the speech recognition part that I was talking about that are here. Anyway, let me go back to the slide. So that's what you saw. And there's also some more stuff that is so you saw the emotion, this thing. There's the emotion wheel, which you can set the character what they are feeling at the particular moment, and based on the conversation, you can see this moving as well. Like this feel of what they are feeling, what is their state of mind currently. So you can set their mind, and while the conversation is going, you can also see how it is changing based on the emotion that they are feeling, basically. So that's also a closed beta feature. Long-term memory, it's called closed betas. You can apply for it. It's basically where you see your chat history. You can save them, and you can save them per user if you want. Like maybe inside the game world, you have the specific ID of the person only you want to remember from those characters, not from everyone else. So you can add their user IDs that the character should remember from, or maybe just provide it for anyone. So, and then you can remove it from, if you don't like what was discussed, you can remove it from the long-term memory for the character. There's that. The guardrails I already discussed. Now this is the narrative design feature, which we are going to talk about. And then these are the vocabulary additions part. So narrative design, very briefly, it's available that we can provide in closed beta from an API access. But let me show you what the motivation is. The motivation is that a character can follow a journey of a path, right, where their motivations and goals and plans can change. And you can think of creating any kind of character here, meaning you can think of a role-playing character that if achieves certain objectives, their next goals or state of mind may change. So for every node, you can pretty much affect all of the other things, like what things that they would know versus not know. You can add in the knowledge bank per node. Would be their state of mind when they reach a particular state. Basically, you can set that. What kind of action abilities they may have. Maybe they will gain the ability to add have a new skill, right? So like you can add that action as well as per node, and also like what they speak. And so you can even create an AI tutor here where like the goal is to teach a student a lesson, but you want to go through in various ways about asking them different questions and going about it. Or so it's applied for any kind of scenarios, or maybe a training scenario, or like a learning or training scenario. So you could do that, and it's straightforward. You can basically create these nodes where you can add their objectives. What are the decision criteria that will get them to the next node? And so basically that's how the whole machine. It's kind of like a state machine driven thing, and then it will basically flow in. You can see what state they are in basically as you speak. So this is a feature that's in closed beta that we have been having a lot of requests. This should solve that. The multilingual feature has been quite a hit, and it's in beta, but it's in beta. A lot of the languages I don't know. So this is German.
Maybe you should increase the sound a little bit.
Yes.
यहाँ क्या कर रहे हैं?
Language I know.
हम यहाँ प्रभावशाली मंदिर प्रतिमा की प्रशंसा करने आए हैं। प्राचीन मंदिर के खंडहरों का अन्वेषण करें और प्रवेश द्वार की सुरक्षा करने वाले शक्तिशाली गार्ड प्रमुखों के बारे में जानें।
Whether you're exploring new worlds or engaging with diverse characters, Convey's multilingual support enables smooth interactions.
こんにちは。
やあ、どんなご用でしょうか。
Bonjour.
Bonjour, comment puis-je vous aider?
Wie geht es dir?
Mir geht es gut, danke. Womit kann ich Ihnen behilflich sein?
They also have a facial expression that changes. If you're saying something good to them, they will smile.
어떻게 지내세요?
잘 지냈어. 물어봐줘서 고마워. 당신은 어떤가요?
This is an early alpha version.
Yeah, so there's that. Obviously it's an alpha version, as the person was saying. We support a bunch of languages now, and our goal would be to work with you, like improving all of these languages, and you can add different pronunciations and speech recognition for things that doesn't work. But our goal will be to work with you, take your feedback, and continue improving these languages with time. So there is that aspect.
Awesome. So Fernando, I have a quick question for you. Yes. Can you tell us a little bit more about toxicity in games and how you can handle that? Sometimes the game has like a fighting setting or something like that, but you want to converse with an NPC. How do you make sure that it doesn't go completely off rails?
Absolutely. Great question. So one of the things that we do provide is the moderation filter. So by default, so this is something that will not be available in general, but it will be available to partners. And some areas we don't allow for by default at all. Then like hate speech, for example, we will not allow that. However, if you use the narrative design, because narrative design is a very controlled scenario where you can craft, this complex characters that may want to provoke you, that may, say certain things that will provoke you, or say certain things that are on the edge, right? So there is that. But by default, you will not be able to get the character to say anything bad. They are very proper, and even if they're staying in character and their character is a grave character and things like that, by default, you won't be able to get them to say anything bad, right? That's how our whole system and backend is designed. But for certain scenarios, for example, in games or shooter games, it is very often that you want violence, right? Like it's like, hey, take the drum and bomb or drop it into their camp or whatever, or we say crazy things when we are playing a shooter game, for example. It's like, take that guy, like, or whatever, stab that person from, like, instead of shooting him or something. Like, I've played a Counter-Strike quite a lot, right? And I know it is crazy how it sounds when you're playing a game. For those cases, so we definitely recognize, okay, violence in games is going to be necessary, right? And so, and then there might be other cases where you would want to increase the level of moderation there. So we have such systems which we can allow for users to access that, but that would be for people that are creating applications that we are aware of what they are, so we can ensure a level of moderation there.
So basically, it depends on the context of the game, right?
Exactly, depends on the context of the game, and us knowing to remove certain filters, basically, so that it works well.
Got it.
So there's that. Let me go back to the slide deck. Yeah, so there's that. And finally, once you have crafted your character, it's time to take it to the game engines, right? So we provide a whole host of ways for people to go and of course have tutorials for them. So to make it super simple, we already support 4, but our goal is to, like, keep improving and adding more wherever necessary. Like, so there's that. There are other integrations with Discord, Roblox. And there are some more mods that are getting built as well that people can leverage. It's very easy. Like, it should take you no more than like 10 minutes to get
the character ID.
To take the character ID and add it to the plugin, and the character is live. Like, so.
Head back to the Convai website and to the dashboard page. Here you can use an.
So
let's go to Windows.
So basically, you can take the character ID, add to that avatar, and the character should be working smoothly with your game development and game environment systems. So that's like there, which we used, and this was the Unreal Engine plugin is what we used in the demo, the Kairos demo, with you all. So that definitely helped us know what are the areas that we can improve further and add things to. Of course, our Omniverse extension that we see an amazing future for. So today it supports the latest versions as well. And our goal would be to keep adding new improvements to it, like audio to face and things like that. And where they can be used is like in all kinds of digital twin environments, you can have these AI characters, right? So let's say it's a factory, you can have this character that can explain people how to use this machinery, or effectively be a robot inside this digital twin environments within Omniverse. So that is definitely an area that we want to work closely with other companies and partners. Finally, I guess without further ado, we could go into the demo scene. I would request Mohammed, you to share your screen so we all can
sure
play the demo through this call.
Lots of excited chat. Thank you so much for going through all those details. So we want to answer a couple of quick questions while Mohammed brings that up. So we are recording everybody's local audio and video. So all guests on this panel, when we end the broadcast, don't leave the browser yet. You'll see a little upload button happening, and that's so that we can grab the full resolution of your screen share. So like your deck that some people are having a hard time reading. So that's a note for us internally, but also everybody watching. We're going to try to upload another version that has everybody's full resolution, so it'll look a little better. So stay tuned for that. Lots of great excitement and questions and comments in the chat. One of the most engaging I think we've ever produced here. So it's just a testament to the work your team has done. And like I said earlier in the warm up, one of the things that just really struck me is the simplicity and the functionality of your user interface for Convai. You can tell a lot. That's a really difficult thing to get right when you're going over something as complicated as what you're showing off. So really impressed. Jay, I'm really curious about your before we get into the demo, what do you think so far?
Yeah, man, honestly, when I tried the website, it's the same video that you just showed that I followed. And it for such a complex thing to do, it was so easy to follow. It was really easy to replicate. And that's what I do like when companies, startups are starting to come up with products, is like the first thing I ask them is, okay, can this be replicated by just a regular person? And this is probably, I mean, if you haven't tried it, I've done a tutorial on YouTube. It's so simple.
Thank you. Yeah, and thank you, Jay, for making the tutorials. They were so cool. You know, like a lot of people followed those tutorials and came to our website mentioning, you know, like came from Jay's tutorial. Yeah, so thank you for that.
Yeah, it's paying it forward.
Well, that's awesome. Mohammed, whenever you're ready to share your screen, we will share it here.
Yeah, and while Mohammed is doing that, I see some questions with regards to ACE and audio to face. We'll take those questions at the end of this live stream.
Okay, and now we can see your screen here.
Okay, so yeah, so over here, this is like one of the demos that we have been working on, like a tour guide demo, where you have like basically you have a list of characters that you have created from the website, like Fernando explained, and basically you can drag and drop one of the characters here and select one of the scenes. Like currently we have we demo the system with 3 pre-made scenes. So for example, I'm going with this character in the ancient temple scene, and he should be able to kind of guide us.
Things I'll want to add for the audience here. Our goal is to add, you know, if people have created any experience, we would want to add it here. So others, if you're open to it, other people can come and play with your experiences as well. In this, what we call Convai experience. This is like very alpha announcement of that in a way. But anyway, just wanted to say.
Yeah. So yeah, once we approach as a character, we start with a tour.
Welcome to the ancient temple. Behold the magnificent temple statue, the powerful guard heads, and the entrancing entrance to the majestic temple. Explore the great temple in the heart of the mountain and the temple yard with its offering statue and mountain rocks. Prepare to be amazed.
So he's gonna take us
Let's
through
continue to the next stop. Follow
different
me.
stops in the tour as we progress, and we should be able to like stop him and ask any questions. So actually, give me a second here.
And we can take any audience questions as well if there are any to ask this character.
Yeah.
As well as people on the panel, we can actually have you directly ask this character.
Marvel at the temple statue, standing tall in the mountains. Admire its grandeur and intricate craftsmanship. Feel its power and strength. Any questions?
So, anyone has any question?
Hey, tell me more about how this statue was created.
The statue was carved from solid stone, with delicate and intricate detailing. It was crafted by artisans with great skill and precision.
Anyone else?
Let's move on. Follow me.
Can I stop him anywhere and like ask him?
So basically, it's a tour guide experience, right? So they are stopping at particular spots and
behold the guard heads, protecting the ancient temple from danger. Their strength and courage is immortalized in the rock carving, a testament to their unwavering devotion. Any questions?
Do you have any snacks?
No, sorry. Let's continue to the next stop. Follow me.
Yeah. So like he's actually like
let's keep going.
He's on a mission.
Not aggressive, but it's actually in his backstory and personality to kind of keep things concise as much as possible. So,
okay, Jay, you're
observe
going.
the use of magic candles in rituals and spiritual practices. These candles can be made of natural materials like wax. Honey and essential oils and herbs, flowers, and spices can be added to give a unique scent and effect. Any questions?
Yeah, what's your favorite color?
My favorite color is blue. Any questions about the magic candles?
Oh my God, he's very strict. Very strict on saying.
Yeah, perhaps
Let's
we can
move
like
on.
actually
Follow
change
me.
that in the website if we like.
He's all business.
It's all business. We can actually change that. We can change that live actually. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying this is a packaged demo, but you can still go on the website and change it, and it will change it, right?
Yeah, like
that's crazy.
You drag that character into this system, right? And that is
Gaze
a
upon the entrance to the majestic temple, with its 2 ornate green stone columns crowned with the head of the emperor. Any questions?
I'll go. How long have you been working here, and also why you're wearing this particular dress?
I've been working here for many years. I wear this dress as a symbol of honor for my gladiatorial victories. Any questions about the entrance to the majestic temple?
No, I guess we are good. Thank you.
My pleasure. Let's continue to the next stop. Follow me.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Let's go.
Great. Let's go.
Anyone wanna like ask him any?
Yeah, I got one.
Onward to the next stop.
Okay.
Follow
I
me.
will like stop him.
Hey, do you have any snacks now?
Sorry, no snacks this time. Let's keep going. Follow me.
I really want some snacks.
Let's
Ask
go
him
to the
that.
next stop. Follow me.
Maybe we can change his backstory. To say good things about snacks.
Yeah.
Behold the great temple in the heart of the mountain, crowned by the emperor's head. Any questions?
Where is Indiana Jones?
Ask that.
Where is Indiana Jones?
Indiana Jones isn't here. Any questions about the great temple?
Can we summon
Let's move
ancient
on.
demons?
Follow me.
This dude is a Debbie Downer. Hey, did
Yeah,
you
he
program
is.
this one?
Let's continue the tour. Follow me.
Maybe can we do that, Mohammed? Maybe go back to his backstory and share your screen, and then just update that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
All right, let's do
We'll
that.
do that. Yeah.
Come, let's explore the rest of the temple. Follow
So
me.
yeah, this is the character. And
Go to the prod system. Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
Okay. So yeah, Ken is a gladiator, and like this is
Come,
our.
join
And
me as we explore
here
the
we
ancient
kind
temple
of try
together.
to make him
Follow me.
more concise.
Yeah, let's remove those and let's add something about snacks. And my favorite snacks is something like,
Donuts. Add donuts.
Okay. Then like
Come,
donuts.
discover the secrets of the ancient temple with me.
He
Follow me.
offers it to all players, for example.
Man, I'm so sorry.
It's real time mind change. Oh my god. Okay, let's go and see what happens.
Yeah, let's try it.
It might still be kind of because it's in the same session. It's in the same session. I'm not sure it will completely change. It usually changes in a new session, but let's try.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So yeah, go ahead.
What are your favorite snacks?
My favorite snacks are donuts. Any questions about the
way! No way!
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Follow me.
He said, yeah, let's move on.
It's still in his style, still in his style to be sticking to business, although it has new information. So
Step into the temple yard with its majestic temple statue in the center and offering statues and mountain rocks around it. This is a truly amazing sight. Any questions?
Can you tell us a joke?
let's try that again.
I'm
Can you
sorry.
tell us a
I don't
joke?
understand.
Oh.
Any questions about the
Yeah.
temple yard?
Let's try it again.
Can you tell us a joke?
Why did the chicken cross the playground? To get to the other slide.
Oh my
Any
God.
questions about the
What's
temple
up?
yard?
Oh,
That's a Marcom 3D joke right there.
that is a
That
dad
concludes our
joke.
tour of the ancient
That is a
temple.
knee slapper right
Explore
there.
around or ask me any questions. Enjoy your visit.
Yeah.
So it'll go back, but we can, it leaves us alone too.
Awesome.
One thing that's so striking is the speed as that it responds with. It's not a really it's pretty instantaneous.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is. I don't remember the response being that fast since I last used it.
That's amazing.
I guess it's improved.
Well, yeah, we continue to improve. I mean, I guess Prashant, you want to say something there?
I think just the same thing that we are constantly trying to improve the response times and start processing a lot of things as soon as you start speaking. So when you say something like, "Hey, tell me a joke," as like from the point you started speaking, there's like a lot of background processing that we do and prepare it already, so that as soon as you finish speaking, the response is more or less ready at that point.
So again, this is what's crazy about this, because while we're doing this all live stream, I imagine like 10 friends playing an RPG game and they're all talking and playing the same game. Just that possibility is insane to me. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
think at the moment, like all our sessions, for example, are like a single person speaking, the NPC responding, but that is already in the works where people, but multiple people and multiple NPCs, all part of the same interaction, and they would be able to make sense of what the other person is saying and things like that. So yeah, that is absolutely a use case we want to solve.
yeah, and with the narrative design and with all of these things, long term memory, new person shows up within the vision radius of the character, and they'll be like, "Hey, Jay, you're back. So nice to see you." So they can be like proactive. Like, how's your dog doing, or something like that, right? Like they will remember things about you, and like they can identify you in the world. So all of these things are possible. Yeah.
that is so crazy, because they will be like, "Hey, how was your ex-girlfriend?" Right? I'll be like, "How do you know about that?"
Your friend told me about it.
and that's crazy, because we're joking about it, but this is so possible. Like, that's the crazy thing about this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome demo, Fernando, and it's great to show this live because we had a lot of people in the comment section of Kairos demo. They were wondering how is it so fast? Like they were wondering if it's recorded or real time. So it's good to give them a sneak peek on how it is done. Another question that I have for you is, can you talk a little bit about how you get to, activate like the next quest, or how do you design that within the conversation that they're aware of the environment and, can converse based on that?
Yeah, so I would say that there's a twofold question there. One is the environment part, another is how do they know where, and they are kind of related as well. So, an environment, for example, in this case, the demo that we saw, they were aware of which location is about what, statue or what environment, right? So basically, it is connecting in each of those states that we saw in the narrative design, right? Each of the states can have geographical information. So like this particular state, we know that if we enter this particular zone or area in the map, then we are in this particular state, which has this kind of information, and it has the ability to, which is not there in the demo, but it actually has the ability to take in the scene metadata from its surroundings, right? So what are the different objects that are there, right? And all of those things, and you can point them. We didn't show it in this demo, but we can point them to certain different things, like tell me more about this river, or what am I looking at here? And they will actually know what you're looking at, right? Because there are things that it can take from the scene metadata, and also at the same time query its knowledge base. Like this statue, you don't have to provide all of that from the map. You can just say this is a ancient Buddha statue or XYZ statue, right? And as long as it knows that this is where it is standing around, it can fetch more information from its memory, from the knowledge base, and synthesize all of that and give you the answer all in real time. So yeah, it's fetching some data that you can let it query by default, like what from the scene metadata, or you could inside Unreal Engine or in the game engine, you can tag these are the different objects and give them some description, so it will know what it is looking at while it's going around.
Absolutely mind blowing to me, and I echo Jay's comments that the first kind of people who take full advantage of this and produce something out there that people can use in terms of a game, it's going to be nuts. So people can go check out your website, obviously, where you have everything, convai.com. We posted a link earlier in the chat. There were a bunch of questions and comments. I don't know how much time everybody has on the panel here with us, but what we can do to make it more interactive with some of the folks watching, we could hop over to the Omniverse Discord server. We'll go to community room number 1, and then time permitting, we can take some questions live from people. How does that sound to everybody?
Sounds good.
Okay, let's do that. So one caveat for everyone else viewing, you don't have to listen to this part, but everyone who's on the panel, Don't close the browser when I end the broadcast, okay? Because your audio video is going to be processing and uploading to StreamYard so that we can release a nice high quality video after this and people can see everything in its full glory. I really want to thank everybody for joining us today. Seth had to leave a little early for a meeting, so thanks to him also. I want to thank everybody. Yasmina, you have been instrumental in helping this thing come together. And I want to thank you for that. Yasmina is a huge help here at NVIDIA, involved with many things. So thank you. And of course, thank you to the Convai team. Really, congratulations on this magnificent achievement you have here and the growth of the platform. I could see a lot of great things ahead in the very near future, and I'm really excited to see it. Thank you also for our NVIDIA devs who are joining us today. Louis and Chase, really appreciate it. And for everybody else, we're going to jump over to the Omniverse Discord in a minute. So feel free to unmute your mic, turn on your webcam if you want. You can ask some questions live. I want to also remind everybody that next week's live stream on Wednesday will be featuring Jen Barucki and Damien Fagnu. They're going to be going over building an app with Kit. So all you developers out there, it's been a long time since we had Damien on live stream. So Damien's back and he's ready to unleash his wisdom. And we'll see you then. So everyone else, thank you for joining us. Really fantastic live stream. Thanks for all the great comments and questions. We'll see what we can answer on Discord right now in Community Room 1. All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.